Hello, hello. It's me. I know it's been quite a while. Um, Wish I could have different music at the intro. I got to look into using rights to music. There is apparently a website, and I can't think of the name of it. Maybe I think of it. I'll put it in the description later. But you can use music or parts of music now if it's part of their listings. But you can go to a website and I wish I could think of the name of it now. It was like a one short word, um, but it costs to use. There's a cost to use the website each month, and then you have to pay so much for the music as well. But no, I was listening to like Sky High by Jigsaw earlier, and I thought that'd make a great intro, right? um, I know it's been a while. I haven't been on here in quite a long time. I don't even know where to begin. Uh, for those new, hi, I'm Phil, and I used to be an artist, and lately I'm not anymore. Um, uh, Again, I don't know. I don't know where to begin. I always say, never tempt the universe. When you think things are bad enough, they can always get worse, and they did. I'm not going to get into all the details. Because the problem is, it's not like there's one big thing that fell out of the sky. It just seems to be this accumulation of all these things that just sort of keep coming in at left, right, and center. And every time I try to do something, every time I reach an attempt to pick up a pencil, something happens, and it's gone. I don't want that on the floor. Hold on. And I have to bring everything to a screeching halt before I can even start. So I haven't drawn anything, haven't painted anything, haven't done anything digital, except a few little sketches. I've done a few little things on the iPad before I went to bed, because that's all I can do. I've got this huge shelves full of paints and everything I had plans for. All these ideas for YouTube I had plans for, and none of them are going to come about right now. I don't know when either. I don't even want to attempt to say when. I was going to even try and do this as a video, and realized things again just started every time I pulled out the camera, and then I got a phone call, and then something else happens. And I couldn't even make a standard video. And I thought, screw it, I'll just do it live. Because Wednesday nights were set aside for Art Bloque. That was my little streaming show I was going to do every Wednesday night. And they were kind of pathetic for a while. The only good ones were the ones where I had Enrique on. And the alternate weeks, I was going to try and have guests and do art demos and little things. And they weren't happening. I had this great idea for a show on Saturdays. It was going to be my Saturday afternoon Mad Theater. And it was going to pay homage to a show that I used to watch. And it was going to be this fun idea that I was going to do right here in the living room. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the edge of a couch back there that was given to me, along with a lot of other stuff that kind of got buried that I got buried under. It was stuff that was given to me with the loveliest of intentions, and I can't keep any of it because now I'm just overly cluttered. You can't see it. This living room is a nightmare right now. It's just a dump, and I can't do anything in it. On the other side of that shelf is another set of shelves I have to squeeze by to get down the hall. And I can't seem to get rid of any of it right now. So I'm stuck with this. So most of you know I work part-time at the YMCA, just a couple of nights a week. This is all it's supposed to be. Just for that bit of extra income. And I used to take a lot of extra shifts, and it was kind of piling on me taking away from my time. That hasn't been so much of an issue lately, thankfully. But I am also, the building I live in here, I get a little deduction off my rent because I help clean and take out the garbage. The building was recently bought by a big corporation. It used to be just this independent person that owned it, which was nice. And now it's this corporation that's bought it. They've kept me on, which has been nice. So I continue getting my discount, but they've been pestering me a lot more. And it's too much to get into, except that I feel like I'm running around with extra things to do now. Sort of unintentionally. I shouldn't really have any more than I normally did, except everything has been going wrong around here. So there's issues with the garbage. There's issues with new people are coming in to look at the building. They had no idea about anything to do with this building. I've had to fill them in on everything. And then when the one lady moved out across the hall, she gave me all this stuff. I actually really wanted a couch in here. And so I thought, oh, a couch, free couch. It's great. I brought it in. It's gigantic. This thing is like 9 feet long by 4 feet. And it's taken up this whole space in here, which is what you're kind of seeing the corner of here. It's too much. I have to get rid of it. But now, because of all this other stuff, I can't get it out. And anyway, this is much longer explanation than I intended to get into. I do tend to ramble. Sometimes I get into a train of thought and I just kind of keep going, like I'm trying to explain something. So because of all this, I haven't even been able to pick up a friggin' pencil and do anything. I had all these projects I started, and I can't do anything with them. And I reached a point, I gave up. It kills your creativity. It kills your drive. You feel like you have a curse over your head. And you, that every time I even think about starting something, and you reach for that pencil, and then something happens, just out of nowhere, out of the blue. When you work and you have a job, like your punch clock job, you have to do that. It's like an obligation you have to meet, and other people know that's an obligation. That's something that's like, okay, he will not be available for that because that is his actual real job. I have thoughts about that. But when you're just at home drawing, whether it's for a whether it's a let's say freelance, but whether it's a commission job or something for yourself, yeah, he can do that anytime. We'll just call him or interrupt him or do whatever. And I'm trying to explain to people, no, like you can't do that. And when you do that, I don't know why, but people seem to take it quite offensively. That they think that if I'm not at my workplace, by just calling me randomly, that I'm just calling me at home, sitting around doing nothing, waiting for your phone call. That I have no other life. Or that if I am doing some kind of drawing or something, I can just push that aside and continue it later. And to try and explain that, no, that time of mine, that free time, that time I'm sitting there drawing is just as precious, if not more so, than my punch clock job, right? Because basically, if I'm just going to work, coming home, and then doing other shit around the building, plus I have my laundry, cook dinner, all this other stuff that's my regular life things, you're just existing. And that's all I've been doing is existing. I'm not doing anything fun anymore. I'm not doing anything enjoyable. Those are the things that life should be about. It is what brings you joy. It's that thing that's, whether it's a hobby or the hobby that you've made into your job, it should, in some way, shape, or form, be your joy. Or, the old saying, like, if you love what you do, you'll never work another day in your life. And that's kind of what I wanted, because I've always worked. I've never enjoyed any job that has these elements to it I enjoy. Like, I don't mind working at the YMCA. It's fine. You get a free membership out of it. Not that I've ever used it. But I'm right now just existing. I was sick for a week and a half too. I was really sick. I had the flu. And yes, it was the flu. It was not that other thing. I did finally got it tested, and yes, I was fine. It was just a basic flu, but I'm 55, right? And flu hits me, and it's going to hit me like a ton of bricks. And it takes a while to get through it. And I also get migraines with it. So you get the headaches, the dizzy spells, and it seems to keep, it keeps changing through your system, right? So, I'll get like a bad case of the sniffles, I'll get a headache, and then next thing I know, the next day, then I start feeling a little better, but then a bad cough comes on, and I'm all phlegmy. And then the next day, then my legs ache. All my joints through my legs were aching so badly. It was like I just worked out too hard, and now my legs are in pain. And that wouldn't go away for like 4 days. I had to take some Tylenol for that. So I can't do anything. That's why actually the last 2 weeks why I haven't done anything is just because I'm sick. I'm still coughing and a little bit phlegmy, but I feel fine now, other than the fact that I sort of feel like I cough. When you cough, it's like you feel like you have a bit of a tickle and you start to cough, and then it feels like somebody reaches in and grabs your lungs and wants to squeeze all the air out you as you cough, and it's a horrible sensation. So that's been it. I haven't been able to pick up anything. I remember the last time a little while ago I was talking about doing this Saturday show that would have involved, I was going to shoot this really funny opening that would pay homage to an old show that I used to watch growing up. And I was building the props for it. It required a little bit few props, and I was trying to find a place to shoot it because this area wasn't quite big enough. And I was going to try and do it at the Y, and I was going to get some people to help me. And then every Saturday I was going to have this thing where I would have a little snippet from like an old short that was from some like royalty-free. That's royalty-free? I forget what you call it. Clips of videos and that I could, because I can't show movies, obviously. But they were free range? No, not free range. You know what I mean. You don't have to pay anybody. It's not going to get dinged for showing it. Just some little shorts, and then do some drawings after that. And it was going to be this sort of little, it would be about 2 hours Saturday afternoon. And it was going to be my Saturday afternoon Mad Theater, I was going to call it. And I was really excited about that. I was nervous about it. I thought, this is a bit of a weird thing for YouTube. It's not a normal thing you would get on YouTube. But I had it all figured out, and I was ready to do it. I've canceled Streamlab. Their version of OBS Talk Studio, I have 2 days left on it, then it's canceled. It's going to be canceled. There's no point in having this if I can't do proper lives. I wanted it just because I wanted it 1080p, because it looks better. But it's also, it looks a bit shitty because I can only do this at night. Yeah, because my day is always busy. So I found that the graininess and the low quality is because I'm using a webcam, not a normal camera. It's a webcam, and when it's dark like this, your quality is a little bit low. I need like a really, I do have my Nikon. I just, I'd like to set up the Nikon. It's Nikon Z30. You can do just straight streaming on 720p, which does look pretty good through the Nikon. It looks better than this on 1080p. But to get like nice 1080p with a Nikon, I need a few attachments. And I was going to wait until this got going before I actually ordered those parts, because there's no point in ordering the pieces if I'm not going to end up using them, right? I haven't been able to do art. Couldn't even do a video. Do you know I actually started like 5 videos? I started 5. I had one that was like a little walk through Burlington. I was never able to finish editing. I did a food video. 2 food videos. Actually, I was never able to finish editing. There was another little demo I shot for doing art. I never was able to finish. They're all sitting there in clips. One was from last summer. I'm not even going to bother finishing. I'm just going to dump all the footage. It's pointless now. I'm tired of starting things and not being able to finish them. And I'm just tired of just existing and not doing them. And not doing anything for myself. Can't even finish my sentences properly. I'm tired of kind of just doing things for other people, which I know sounds sort of slightly selfish, but that's kind of what it comes down to, is that I'm running around doing things for other people and not doing anything for myself. I have a friend of mine that comes from out of town who likes to visit me once or twice a week, which is great. It's fine. Sometimes the timing is it's always kind of off a bit. Tried to tell him not Wednesdays. And he's like, my only free time is going to be Wednesday. But again, you kind of try and say, like, look, this is a time I've set aside. And then for some reason, I find they get annoyed or offended. And it's not to offend anyone. It's just, when you're doing YouTube, and they tell you this over and over again, if you want to be at least relatively successful, if you want to get some viewers on YouTube, they tell you over and over again that you should have a schedule of some kind. Especially doing like a live stream, if you want to do a live stream show, have it set at a time, a day and time, like a regular TV show. So if this is like Wednesday nights at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, try and keep to that. Because then people will come to expect it. Even your videos, even if you make a pre-recorded, edited video, release them at specific times. Because people will come to expect it. Hey, so-and-so usually has a new video out on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock. So they'll be there Tuesdays at 6 o'clock to watch that. And that's how you build your audience. So, when I had this and I started this, again, I have people who seem to think that it's always just doing a live stream. Well, why don't you do it tomorrow night? Why don't you come out and hang out with us tonight? Just do it tomorrow night. Well, I arranged to have like a guest on, arrange for something like this. Is no. No. And you say no, and then it's like, why not? And then people get offended, right? So it's a catch-22. And then I feel like a big shit, right? Then I feel like the bad guy all of a sudden. But I'm taking it too seriously. Or it's not that I'm expecting to be some big YouTube star or anything. Don't get me that way. I'm not looking for that, but I just would like I only have 180 subscribers, or maybe 190. I'm not even at 200 yet. I've been doing this for like 10 years, like on and off for a reason. And my goal was to try and grow a bit, right? I'm happy just to try and reach 1,000. Most normal YouTubers have like 10,000, and that 10,000 isn't a lot for a YouTuber. But most of the decently successful ones have up around over 5,000 anyways. I've been happy with just over 1,000. Can't even get past 200. Right? So I don't know. I'm in limbo. I don't know what to do. I don't have a lot of privacy. I have a roommate, and I have to make sure I arrange a time when either he's not here, or if he is going to be here, then I have to tell him, look, I'm doing this. You're going to have to go in your room and be quiet. Because this is the only time I can do it. I can't move it around. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to keep moving it around for other people. I used to have the studio downstairs. Remember, if you go back to some of my older videos, I have that studio. And the reason I moved out of that is I was told that the previous owner of the building was going to be doing work down there. They were going to be there was an old bathroom that was blocked off next to it, and they had pipes through the ceiling. And she was talking about renovating it, and I knew that that was going to cause a lot of noise. It was going to be messy. There could be. I was scared about issues with the pipes, those pipes breaking and getting water all over the place. Also, on top of that, my knees were having trouble with stairs. They still have a bit of trouble with stairs. I have arthritis now forming in my knees. So I keep looking at the monitor. I'm sorry, I keep looking at me, and I should be looking here. So I have arthritis in my knees, and going up and down the stairs a lot, back and forth, was difficult. So I decided, after some incidents last year, that I would just convert the living room. The living room was a bit bigger. It was right next to the kitchen. It was just easier to come right here and just go to work and do it. Now I'm thinking maybe that might not have been such a bad. Now the building's been bought. I don't know what they're going to do downstairs. Maybe I should have left it in that little office. It was technically less space, but I don't know. I'm considering moving, to be honest. I'm actually thinking about, I don't know, finding a different place to live. The only problem is that now rent has gone through the roof. I know this is like this probably all over. I don't know where you're watching from, what viewers are watching, and where you're from, but I know it's not just in Ontario. I know Ontario's gotten really bad, really, really bad. Our rent is, you couldn't get a bachelor for under $1,000. It's impossible. Even a single room, if you would like to get a single room in a house to share with a couple of other people, you won't get anything under 4 digits. Rent is skyrocketed out of control. And it's especially bad in Ontario, I know. And I know it's bad in a few places in the US. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm hoping I'm coming through all right. I didn't want to be too loud, especially about this. But I'm considering seeing what I can do. See, right now I have it really good because I have a discount on my rent right now because of the work that I do. Yeah. But I'll see if that happens. I'll make a thing about it. I was planning a trip to the UK. I wanted to take a vacation to the UK, and I do want to go to Montreal again and see somebody. And then I was thinking of like going to Montreal and from there going to the UK and visiting a couple of friends out there for 4 or 5 days. It's a short trip. I want to spend longer in the UK. I did start a couple of times. I've looked into what's involved in moving out there. I thought about. To me, it's the UK is this weird thing where I've wanted to go for years and years and years. All my family roots come from the UK, and I have wanted to see it so badly. And every time I'd start having enough money saved up just to go, something would happen, and I couldn't go. And it happened too many times. And I've considered moving out there. If there's a way I can move out there. But the hard part is not just moving, but if you're going to settle there for a certain length of time, you have to, like, especially if you want to like get in, and I know it's not any cheaper out there. I know it's just as expensive, if not more so. But it's just a change in the way to go and see it. But you have to have a certain amount of money. You have to have like a work visa. Like, it's quite a procedure to actually pack up and move there and settle and then try and work. I thought of maybe if there's a way I could make money online doing things that way. Even though I'm living in that country, the money is not. It's coming through things online. Then it's sort of generated from all over. But yeah, I've always been fascinated by England and Scotland. And I always thought that if I wish I could go and then just settle there for a while, and then that way just have the freedom to go around and see it. and see it at my leisure. I think you can actually go as like a guest, like visiting for a maximum of 90 days. And I would do that if I could stay somewhere. I can't stay in a hotel that long. It would cost too much. But if there's a way I could go and stay there like that, or staying with people is kind of hard. I know I have some extended family and friends out there, but I don't expect them to put me up for like 90 days. So I don't know. I don't know if I can just go over there and, as a Canadian citizen, and just like rent somewhere for for like a short period and then leave. But if I could go for a while and then come back and then maybe go back again, right, I would do that. But I'd have to put most of my stuff here in storage and then take only the essentials, right? Like all my drawing tablets and that I couldn't take with me. So I don't know. It's something I'd have to kind of look into, but I am thinking about it. I'm looking into it. I'd be talking with them very quickly. I pick up when I'm communicate with people from a different place, I tend to start to pick up on the accent, so I know I would be. There's a word for that. There's a name for that. Where if you, I could sit and watch UK programming all day and it wouldn't affect the way I speak. But as soon as I'm actually there in the environment communicating with people, I start talking like that. I start picking up the accent right away. Be sounding British very quickly. Anyways, this has been close to 30 minutes. This has just been me rambling, and I wanted to catch up, and this was longer than I expected. I'm not doing any art right now. I'm not even going to attempt it. I've been doing some few sketches here and there on the computer just when I have a little bit of time, see if I can squeeze something in, but I can't pick up a big project and start on it. If I do that, I have to be left alone. I can't be called into work. I can't be called by people. I can't have people, and then I have to turn off the phone. And then if I do that, I usually end up missing something that was kind of important, or somebody had. It never fails. If I turn the phone off, I still get messages coming through the computer as well. Some of them will come through there. And there's somebody that's always been like desperate to get a hold of me. And why didn't you answer? And it never fails. It's happened like 3 times. I'm switching the phone off and doing some work. And then I come back and I look and I see I've got these piles of messages, piles of them. People like, I've been trying to get a hold of you for hours. Where have you been? And I just want to go like, fuck off. Like, it's my day off. It's my time. Sorry. And I'm not sorry, right? Like, you shouldn't have to do that every damn time. I am envious of people who are married and they have a job and they have kids, and somehow they manage to space all that out exactly, perfectly. And they can go to work, they can come home and spend time with their spouse and their kids, and then they have that time that they can work on some sort of project for a couple hours, uninterrupted, like just laid out perfectly. And I don't know if it's because because you are married and you do have a fixed job, and then all these things that have their compartmental place, and you can do it. Where I'm not married, I don't have kids, I don't have, my job hours are a little bit sporadic, and then I have friends that kind of jump in here and there, and then this happens because being involved with the building that has stuff that throws out randomly, so everything's random, everything's just all over the place. And because of that, you can't squeeze in between these little random spaces of time. It doesn't work like that. I can't do little bits of a project, a piece. When I start on a project, I get in a zone and I'm focused, and I have to stay on that, because that's where I actually get stuff done. If I start on it and then it breaks in like 30 minutes, it's really hard to go back to it. You get angry and I get worked up and I get upset, and then I can't go back to it. And it reached a point where this has been happening so much that when I finally did get some free time, everything kind of came to a stop when I sat down. It was like, I don't even know what to do. What do I pick up? What do I start on? These little hat projects that I've started, which one do I, is there even any point? Because I know something's going to happen and I'm not going to be able to work on it or continue it. So I don't even know what to do. I'm sitting here just sort of staring at it and just like, I'm scared to touch it because I'm not going to I'm not going to get anything done. So that's where I'm at. I'm just in limbo. Maybe if some of this shit goes away, I can grab something again and maybe start working and attempt. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I want to attempt something on YouTube, but if I do YouTube, it has to be fixed schedule. And I've had it. I wanted something for Wednesday. I wanted something for Wednesday nights, Saturday afternoons, plus maybe one video early in the week, maybe. But I know those 2 times I really wanted to do something, and I couldn't even do that. And so forcibly had to get this done tonight. I wanted to do this. I wanted to make a video. I wanted to do this talk, and I had to forcibly try to make this happen tonight. So it's done. That's where I'm at. So I'll for anyone who's actually interested, I'll keep you posted, I guess, maybe. Like I said, if something opens up, maybe I'll attempt again. But I don't know what's going to happen right now. There's too much going on. I have to get rid of all this crap in my place. Not what you're seeing, but it's the stuff you can't see. That couch and these other shelves that are on the other side of those shelves I have to get rid of. Somebody wants a couch. I got a nice big one you can have for free. I got these giant lamps, these big, huge, like 90s looking lamps. They're nice, they're really nice lamps, but they're too damn big. Anyways, that's it. I think I'm just gonna just leave it here for now. It's going really quiet. He's listening in. Yeah. That's it. Anything changed? I've been looking this way all this time, and I apologize because I've got the screen here, and this is me right here, and I should be in the habit of looking right here. And it seems got a little light and everything. I should just be looking at that, but it's hard when you kind of keep looking at yourself because you want to see if you're like centered properly and where you're at and whatnot. So, wish I could make a bokeh effect with this. You can't really, though, unfortunately, not with these little Logitech webcams. You can do something with Streamlab or with the studio here. You can add like a fake bokeh, but it looks really bad. You can see the edges around you. It looks really terrible. But yeah, I kind of wish I could do that. Maybe when I get the Nikon out, if I can set that up properly, I'll see. All right, that's going to be it. I'll throw something up sometime again if I get a chance because it's been 35 minutes and it's been 15 minutes longer than I wanted to. Right? That's going to be it for now. I'll say goodnight until next time. When Enrique comes back, Enrique wants to do these still. He's on vacation right now. If you don't follow him on Instagram, you should. He's been spending some time at zoos with animals and he's put some funny stuff actually. So, all right, take care, everyone, and see if he comes out when I end. Take care, everyone, and we'll till next time, I guess. Stay safe, everyone. How do I end this? I even forgot how to end it. Oh, this thing. End stream. Just wanted to see if he's listening. watching.